Welcome, welcome. I'm Dee, and this is the Unguided Life where I am taking it one day at a time, bringing you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable as I budget my way through life. So, we need to do a couple things. We need to check in on our quarter goals because I didn't do that. So, we need to first see what we accomplished in the third quarter, and then we need to review fourth quarter goals, as well as we need to do a mid-month check-in of our November budget. So let's get right into it. So I break the quarters down by month. So in July, I wanted to restart my 401k contribution, and I needed to call my accountant. I had stopped my 401k contribution as I was paying back my 401k loans. I was able to pay my 401k loans off, and I needed to speak with my accountant to see what the sweet spot was. So based on her calculations and to help me with decreasing my taxable income and hopefully getting a refund from federal that I can apply to my state tax bill, because I know that every year I file taxes with my state I owe. So that's why I've been trying to offset, because my state doesn't give me as many credits as federal. So I'm just trying to take advantage of all of the credits I can on the federal side so I can get some little coins to put towards that state tax bill. So I was able to do all of that in July. Papa was getting ready to go to college, so we needed to purchase items for his dorm room. And fortunate for us, through the blessings of families and friends with monetary gifts and physical gifts, everything that he needed from his dorm was purchased in July. So we can say that was done. I needed to check on the fall tuition bill. He had actually registered for class in June, so we had to see if there was going to be enough money to cover fall tuition, and it was more than enough. He was blessed on top of blessed, y'all. So much that he did receive a refund, but we did put that in his savings account and hold on to it because we still have spring semester and we don't want to run into any issue where we have to come out of pocket when we don't have to, when the money is there. So that was done. Lastly was I wanted to work on putting money towards my emergency fund. I said $500. I was only able to put $462.59, so I did not reach that goal. In August, it's Papa's birthday month, in the leaving month, when he left to go to college, I knew I needed to find a moving vehicle and I needed to book a hotel for overnight stay. And yep, we were able to do that. Shout out to my sister who was able to come through with the discounts, and both of those items, both of them was pennies, and that's what I love. Less money out of my pocket. So that was accomplished, and that's not what I wanted to do. So let's undo that and go down here. Okay, that was accomplished. Papa didn't really want to do anything for his birthday other than go out to eat, and that's what we did. Again, I wanted to put 500. I said 500 plus. I was very ambitious in August. I just thought I had all the coins, but I was only able to put $391.53. And then also I said I was going to be doing all that side gig and bringing in all that side income, and nope, $314. Just wasn't feeling it. So then September came around, and this is going to be the first full month of just me by myself, not Papa and home. And I really didn't know where I wanted to go. Okay, I just know mentally I needed to rest something. And I guess it was the pockets, because I only sent $264 to an emergency fund, and I did earn $482.85 on side income, so I didn't meet the 1,000 plus, but I did introduce survey.com, which was a new side hustle for me. And I did not update my recording space. I just moved everything to Papa Room, but I do need to find some noise canceling material. And it's not because y'all can hear noises, it's because I can hear noises and it's distracting. So I didn't accomplish nothing in September. Let's look in quarter four, just see where what we plan to do. We're not going to go over if I accomplished anything or not. This is not the time. But in October, again, I'm still ambitious. 500 plus towards emergency fund. And now I'm telling myself, D, you're not going to get out there and do your side hustles, but you need to do something. So I wanted to bring at least $100 a week from my side income. So I scaled back. I did that in November as well with the same goals. I added Papa Thanksgiving break because I got to figure out what to do, and that involves money for him. And then in December, the same goals, plus now it's Christmas break for Papa. So again, I have to figure everything out for him, and that involves money. And then we need to check on spring tuition bill. And yeah, that's what fourth quarter looks like. So let's go ahead and talk about the budget, November budget, where we're at. So this is a spreadsheet you usually do not see. This is the digital form of what you see in paper form. So first and foremost, I list over all the income types and what I budget. It's important for me this budget looks like everything that I do on paper, and that includes all the way to ensuring that every dollar is accounted for. Then I have an actual column. When I go in, I put actually what came in. So I make sure that what's coming in is also has a place. So for paycheck number 1, it was $1636.67. Then my stipend was the same at $144.14. And then paycheck number 3 was $1648.80. Now this minimum check-in goes from October 22nd to November 11th. Today is the 12th. So that's why we're seeing where we're at thus far. Paycheck 4 is going to be on the 19th, so we're not going to worry about that at this present time. The carryover from October was $13.02. I didn't have to pull anything out of my savings thus far. For side income, nothing has been applied to it thus far, so we're not going to put anything there. Now, I did receive $459.23, and that was because I had to do an end of month travel, but my travel expenses were covered. So someone gave me the money, but I used my credit card to purchase it, so I had to pay myself back, and so that's where it's at. So this is how much I have received thus far, $3,901.86. So let's first talk about the expenses. So these are all the expenses that I plan to come out for the month and the due dates. And then I do color code it so I know exactly which expense to come out from each paycheck. And so for the first paycheck on the income breakdown setup was the internet at $43.96. Then my credit card number 2 at $72.14. We have stars at $9.62. I didn't put anything on the credit card number 3, so that's 0. And then for student loans, it was $75. So nothing changed. Then when the second paycheck came around, I did have to roll over money from paycheck 1 to paycheck 2. And that was the rent. So it did not come out of the paycheck. It was just carryover, but I did pay it during that pay period. And that was $7.15. So then the next time I get paid was November 5th. So these were the expenses that actually was either charged to my credit card because it's on set up on auto pay, or came out of my account, which included Netflix, the car, life insurance, and I did have to pay the November bill of credit card number 1. So that was done. Now storage won't come out until the 13th, so we're not going to worry about that. Credit card number 4, it was actually nothing due on the 13th when I set up my budget, but when I did make that purchase, I did want the money to go back, so that $459.23 that I received, I actually paid that back thus far. My cable, I went ahead and paid that. It's not set up on auto pay. And I paid my water bill. That's not set up on auto pay. I actually pay out write out a check and put in a Dropbox. So I usually pay that early anyway. The phone bill hasn't been deducted yet, but electric has. Again, I don't have to wait around for that. It's not set up on auto pay, but the other expenses is. So thus far, this is how much I have paid out. $2,051.15. Yes, it is more than this, and it's simply just because of this, okay? So then I'm going to go back up because now we have to talk about the discretionary income, the envelope system, and sinking funds. So with the envelope system, that was mostly the last category that I funded when I did my breakdown. I wanted to try something different. So whatever was left over, that amount actually was dedicated to groceries and personal. So though their number here as if I have this pre-plan, it was not. The reason why I had to put numbers here was because I wanted to make sure that it reflected here and it was zeroed out. But let's talk about this. We already know that Dunkin' Donuts is not getting nothing at this present time, so I'm just going to put a 0 there. I only had to fill up one time thus far. I don't have to leave my home because I work from home temporarily. When I do leave, it's simply to do the side gigs or do some personal things. So I didn't have to do that a lot. So there we go with the $37.58. Then for groceries, the amount that I spent thus far is $270.53. And then for personal, I spent $194.03. Now I did open a Discover Bank checking account, and it simply is because I'm going to do away with my prepaid card. It's just becoming an inconvenience, and I often watch Tasha with Mind Your Money, and she, at first I thought she was talking about a credit card, but then something I guess dawned on me, she was actually referring to a checking account that you can earn cash back, and I'm like, that's up my alley. So I decided to open that. On top of that, it does have Zelle. The downside is I cannot set up Zelle until 90 days of establishing this account, so it's not going to be used at this present time. It's just I needed to fund it to keep it open, so that's why I had to send $25. So thus far in the envelope system category, $527.14 has been sent out or spent at this point. Now for sinking funds, we already know that I didn't plan on adding anything to sinking funds other than Papa, and that's because it's set up on automatic transfer. So there we go with that. So I didn't make any changes. I'm not sure why this doesn't have anything, but we didn't send anything to that either, so we cool. But thus far, only $50 I went to sinking funds. So then we go over here to our miscellaneous. Thus far for savings, $285 has been sent. Now as far as the buffer, currently $17.70 is in that particular account. Now when it comes to giving, right now $349.50 is actually have been given. And then for miscellaneous expense, $29.95. Now the December bills and December rent. Now I'm going to change this because it's not December bills. This is bills is actually that is due at the end of month. November bills. So because usually when I do my budget is for 4 weeks, the bills that's usually at the beginning, like at the end of the month, is actually at the beginning of my budget, like here. You see this? And so because this budget goes for 6 weeks, we run back again into picking up these bills at the end again. So I don't know why I call them that. I think it's because I was thinking December bills, but because it was going to be December budget, but it's not December budget. It's still going to be a November budget. So I updated that right then. And of course, this is December rent. I paid November rent, so this is going to be December rent. So that title is correct. So according to this, I have $591.42. That doesn't mean that's money to blow. There's still areas that needs to be assigned. We still have bills that we still need to be deducted. We still have discretionary income that still need to be applied for categories. And we also still have another check that's coming in. So don't be thinking that I'm out here just spending willy-nilly. This money is assigned to something. So this is my mid-month check-in, and I'm just gonna make it smaller. I always have my goals for the year here, and right now we're working on reaching my 3-month goal, And anything in green I have actually accomplished. Cash flow Papa College, done. Pay off 401k loans, done. Restart 401k contributions, done. Now to make the additional 1,000 a month, we won't know this number is an average until the end of the year, and we'll see where we left off at. But I'm sure, because you can see based on the third quarter, we just ain't in it, and I just don't see it happening. Okay, but it was very ambitious of me. Going forward, I will make realistic goals. All right. In the meantime, in between time, peace.